I have a question for you. How do we affect
Yes.
in your workplace training? How does that happen? Now, I'm Connie Benjamin, and I am CEO of My Fire Within, and I am so excited to have you here with us today. Welcome, Owen Yeoh, to our global Go Global business trainopreneur. Welcome to this conversation.
Hi, Connie. It's so nice to catch up with you again. Always fun to chat with you. Yeah, this idea of having a change in workplace training, I guess the whole purpose of workplace training is to actually ensure that there are some behavioral changes, or you want to get people from one point to another point. And a very simple way that we go about this is to try and break it down into three areas of attitude, skills, and knowledge. And because it's so easy to measure knowledge given and the skill set that's being trained in a room, we spend a lot of time on that two components. However, it's kind of like the iceberg principle. This two just touches the tip of the iceberg. The other 80% of change that happens is when you're able to bring attitudinal change. Yeah, so you really want to get into that component to make sure that your workplace training is effective and that change is something that is grounded. The reason I say that is because when you look at attitude, it's not one thing. Attitude is actually comprises of three different things. It comprises a belief system. It comprises the emotions of the learners, the people involved, and it actually reinforces behavioral practices. So if you actually take the time to bring about this, any one of these three things, understand what their belief system is that the individual is facing, or address the emotional capability of the individual in the workplace, that itself will bring about that 80% foundation, which will see dramatic changes and value to your workplace training.
That is so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Owen, one of the things that I admire most about you is you are so ready to serve. You're ready to just jump in and give your knowledge so freely and openly. I need people to know how amazing you are. So let me tell you about this incredible gentleman. You have to understand who is in this conversation today. So Owen Yeoh, he is a corporate trainer and consultant for government agencies with over 2 decades of experience. Owen has been cultivating meditation for over 10 years, and his personal mission is to bring meditation and corporate training together. And that's why I love this conversation today, Owen, because you do have that passion for how do we get to that 80% productivity, 80% of our untapped greatness. You're
That's
teaching
right.
us how to do that, which is so incredible. Can you tell me, what is the one key thing that we need to focus on?
I think one of the biggest area that we can focus on, and this is often overlooked, it's to address the emotional quotient, the emotional capability of the workforce, of the people that's in an organization. We tend to brush that under the carpet because emotions are messy. You get people who's laughing, crying for no reason, or when you're facing all your biggest customer, you don't want someone who's having an emotional breakdown. But what is really needed is for organizations to understand that if you build a safe space in the company for people to actually deal with the emotions in a very controlled manner, in a very safe manner, then the outbursts will not happen. It's already done in that safe room. It's done 2 days beforehand. Now I'm ready to bring the best of me present to the biggest clients possible. And if we are able to address the emotional capability of the individual, you will see that this actually impacts the intelligence quotient of the person too. So the IQ and EQ is actually always linked together.
That is so powerful. It's amazing that you're bringing this awareness to corporate training, because as you said, this is something that's often not looked at, and it's so amazing that you've got these ways to help us be who we're really meant to be in those environments. Can you please share with us, Owen, a story of your work?
Right. A while back, I was working with one of the national retail chains. They've got quite a number of stores all around Singapore. What they wanted to do is to increase the customer satisfaction level because of new practices, competition with new players coming into the market. They really want to enforce the idea that the customer is king. The previous training program that they were going through was very cut and dry. When you see a customer, this is the greeting. After the greeting, this is where you stand. After how many minutes, this is where you go and engage the customer. When the customer asks you for this, you need to upsell them on that. So it was very cut and dry. And what we did is that we incorporated in the new training program, we incorporated a component that allowed the retail sales force to actually refer back to the supervisor in charge of the day if they are not feeling well. We also allowed that this individual be given flexibility to be themselves. Not everyone would be chatty. Not everyone wants to work at the back room. So if there is a very heavy day, there's a lot of customer walking in, everyone needs to be on the floor. However, once the customer flow reduces, the one that works best in the back room would then take on that responsibility, whereas the one who is a little bit more chatty, he's a little bit more extroverted, would then come out into the front and hold the fort for the program. And what we saw was that over a period of about 3 to 6 months, customer compliments went up, complaints came down. There was an increase of about, I can't remember, but it was around 15% in terms of store takings. So that's actually, that component of dealing with the emotion actually yielded concrete results, financial results for the organization.
Wow, that's so powerful. Now, Owen, I know that you have an incredible course, the Developing IQ and EQ for Personal Acceleration and Success course. Can you tell us about that in a couple sentences or so?
Yeah, I love to talk about this because everything is first about the individual. You know, it starts from the very core, the cell of an organization is the person. And what I did is that out of my own practice of meditation, I realized that you need to first help the person be in sync with himself or herself. What this program is it lists down the benefits of actually having strong emotional and intelligence quotient. And if you look at it from a very fundamental point of view, these two are intricately linked. You can't have them separate from each other. And there are actually a couple of things that you can do to improve both of them together at the same time. You know, you don't have to do like a separate process for IQ and then another one for EQ. And that same process is actually a mindfulness practice or meditation. So what I did is I've recorded some tracks for you. There are actually 2 tracks, and each one takes you from a journey that is from 10 minutes long. It moves up to 20 minutes, and then it moves up to 30 minutes. And you could do this for 21 days to slowly build the practice into yourself. If you look at the entire course, it actually helps you safely cradle you for a whole month of practice. Once in the morning, once at night, you already put yourself with a very small step into looking for massive changes for yourself.
That is incredible, Owen. Oh my goodness, that sounds so amazing. You're describing it and I'm going, okay, how do we get this? Because I need this right now. Right now, I need this, Owen. So yeah. I know the link will go across that you can check that out. Please, thank you so much, Owen, for sharing with us today. What a powerful conversation.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Get connected with Owen to discover how he can support you in delivering better results in your workplace training. I'm Connie Benjamin, CEO of My Fire Within, and this interview series is a project of Go Global Business School in collaboration with Global Sparks International. I encourage you to connect with Owen. He's got a Calendly link that you can connect with, which is absolutely amazing. I cannot believe you're giving that out. Take advantage of that. And he also has that incredible program to look into. Our trainopreneurs take you as far as you want to go.